Hey Gemini, what's going on? I hope that you're all doing well. The first card that we have out is Eight of Pentacles. The second card that we have out is the Tower. Okay. Eight of Pentacles, Tower, Emperor, Hermit. You can be really keeping to yourself, trying to figure something out here. With that Eight of Pentacles and the Tower, this can be something that you've had going on, something that you've had going on for a while. Having the Tower come out can be a drastic shift that happens, which can feel disconcerting initially because with the Eight of Pentacles, it's kind of this like meticulous thing that we've been doing. I've been building this thing up. Having the Tower come through, it can be like something gets knocked over, something big changes, or maybe you can't put in work the way that you could before. Maybe you can put in more work than you could before. Something's going on where there's a shift that's happening and it's going to impact you in a big way. Having the Hermit there can be a review here that you're doing, trying to figure some stuff out. Because the Emperor is present, it means that taking a strategic, disciplined approach to this when it can feel volatile, there can be a lot of turmoil. The Tower can be something coming that you never saw coming, or it can be something that really flips things around drastically in an unexpected way, and it calls you to attention and it calls you to do something about it. And it feels like this impacts an area of your life where things had been being built out in some way. Having the Tower come is think fast. It's this type of energy. Having the Emperor shows this being something that you're able to move through, and that if you look at this and you pay attention to what you're doing, you're not just reacting immediately because this is going on, but you're taking time to really think about how you want to approach this. You're going to get to a point that you feel good about whatever it is that you land on as far as the strategy and approach that you want to take to this. It can feel a little bit like something is shifting that's out of your hands. It's on you to figure out what you want to do about this. Do not rush to do something before you feel clear-minded and ready to address this. It's not... The last thing that I'm seeing be advised here is for you to see something going on, to panic, to react before you really think about what the best thing is to be doing here. You're being advised to look at this, to clear your head, to pay attention to what's going on, to think strategically about this, and to really put a lot of thought and attentiveness into what your response is going to be. Because you want to feel clear-headed here, which is something that you know how to do, obviously. But yeah, it can be a time where you feel like, I was building that, now what am I going to do here? So, this could have been something that maybe you thought was untouchable in some way, but it's your responsibility to figure out what to do as well. That's the thing with the Emperor too. Like, you're the one that's in charge of this ship. You find a leak or something going on within it, you have to do something about it. But you don't just want to patch it up or do something that then you're going to have to come back to and actually approach and figure out. You want to take as long as you can to get to a spot where you're like, okay, I'm thinking, I'm calm, I'm centered here. Let me just like look at everything that's going on. Let me survey what's happening here, and then I will figure out what I want to do with that. Once I'm seeing things clearly, it feels like once the emotional shock sort of wears off, it can allow you to look at what's going on here and to really be fully present in the way that you're deciding to approach this. And then at that point, that's when you can do something. It will feel clear to you what to be doing here, really. But yeah, this can turn your life upside down right now. Some of you can be feeling annoyed or frustrated that this is something that you have to deal with right now. Why did the Tower come out? Let's clarify. Feels like this brought something important to light. Something had to change. That's why the Tower is here. So this is, I do get the sense that this is forcing some kind of change, Gemini. At the same time, it can be something where you can feel a little bit stuck in a rut. For some of you, you can be feeling heartbroken, or there can be some type of healing that needs to be done that's connected with this as well. It can also change a situation and really allow things to get better from this point on. It also feels like this is forcing you to confront something that needed to be confronted. The Tower can feel that it points something out, but I get the sense that it's just pointing something out that's already there, that needed to be addressed. So it can be that moment when something snaps. At the same time, it feels like this is something where your attention is meant to put it on that, and now you can't look away from it. It feels like it forces you. You have to pay attention to this. There's nothing else that you can do. This is the biggest thing that's going on right now, and so you must give it your attention now at this point. And it could have been something, maybe you were sweeping it under the rug. Maybe there was like, well, I'm prioritizing this and that. Now it forces you to look at this, and there can be a part of you that doesn't really want to. Maybe you feel like it's not a good time for me to be doing this, or I'm not in the best shape to be doing this. This is going to force you. It feels like, well, force you. It feels very much like it's promoting some type of regeneration that's needed now. And it can have you looking at something that you don't necessarily want to look at. At the same time, this has been, it feels like a bleeding heart of some sort that needed to pay attention to this, because something's been going on. It just feels like other stuff was happening, and now this is taking priority because it's like very much in your face here. Getting something about a timeline jump here. It can be really difficult in these conditions to actively be showing up. This is initiating that part of yourself that has something to do here, has something to do, has something to say, has something to make of this. I really do get this coming at a time when you can not want to have to deal with this type of thing. Like, it can be something that you feel very bothered that this is happening right now. It can be something that you didn't want to deal with. But for some reason, this really needed your attention, and it feels like that's why it's so loud. And I do feel too like this can put maybe some added weight on your shoulders. That can be a part of why this can feel annoying right now as well. Something like that. It's going to be that type of feeling. It's going to help you get to the bottom of what's going on with you here. There can also be information that you get about this, but it can be something that you don't really want to listen to at the same time. I'm seeing King of Swords, I'm seeing Knight of Swords, and it even feels like it's coming your way, but having Hermit there, you can be sort of keeping to yourself right now. But then with the King of Swords and Knight of Swords, you can have somebody coming through that's actually and High Priestess. This can be somebody that you're checking in with, somebody that you're connecting with that is actually giving you some wise advice here. What this means is that when you're connecting with a part of you that is the King of Swords, that is the Knight of Swords, that is the High Priestess, it's this part of you that's thinking about things and reflecting on things, and then you know what to do. So it's this very logical, open-minded, decisive, deep thinking part of yourself that's saying, hey, this is what's been going on emotionally for you. Look into this, check into this. This is my advice to you. Because it's not just intelligence here. We have the High Priestess as well. So this is in your heart of hearts what's also going on, connected with the High Priestess, saying, this is what to be doing here. However, we have the Seven of Cups here, so it can be a time when maybe you still feel unsure. Maybe even too, something came through and it felt confusing to you the way that it happened. And you can still be sorting through all of that. Like, I'm making it far. I'm sorting through this stuff. I'm trying to figure it out, trying to make sense of it, trying to understand it. I'm getting something about, like, surprise news, unexpected news. It feels like this has to do with a close relationship of yours. But you can still have a lot of mixed feelings about it, Gemini. I'm also hearing Virgo. We do have Virgo here. We have Virgo. I'm hearing Aquarius. I'm hearing Scorpio. We have Virgo here. We have Aries. I'm looking at Mars. I'm looking at the moon. And I'm also looking at Saturn. There's an opportunity here for you to get something started. It looks like another person is involved in this. You might actually be excited to do this. Maybe there's a part of you that feels confused about that. There can also be a bit of an upset that's going on here too. Like, you can still be processing something emotionally. I'm getting something about avocado coming through. I don't know what that means, but it's coming through here. I feel in a way with seeing you as Eight of Pentacles, King of Swords, Seven of Cups, there can be something that you have going on right now where you've been sort of like isolated a little bit, processing through, trying to figure some stuff out, trying to make sense of some things. I'm seeing there is somebody that's coming through to talk to you. This person wants to talk to you. You would not expect for them to be coming through and to be having this conversation with them, and it comes at a time where you're already feeling like you're having mixed emotions, or your emotions are all over the place. This can also be news that you get that you were not anticipating, but I'm seeing it be somebody close to you that it's connected with, or it would be close relationship. Emperor, High Priestess, and Page of Wands feels like you figuring out what the right call is for you to be making here, what track you want to be on, and really thinking about that. You as the Emperor, so you as this wise individual that's in charge of your life direction and in tune deeply with what it is that you feel, where you are facing that and in a place of awareness about it, get to choose what path you want to go down. What path do you want to take here? So take time to think about this. Do not rush to make a decision. You're still processing something that can feel like a bit of an upset that is not fully processed here. Take the time to think about it, because I'm seeing things are not making sense totally yet. I'm seeing there be some unresolved stuff. I'm seeing there be some feelings that have not been processed. And so even though this can be something that's appearing now at this time, do not too quickly rush into something before you feel like you've really sat with it, which I feel too is a repeated lesson that you've gone through of you have things come in, it can come through at a hectic time, and you can either jump to react and do something about it, and then later on be like, if I would have paid closer attention there, I wouldn't be going through this right now. So it can be a time where it's really impressing upon you the importance of taking time to reflect, to sit with how you're feeling, to maybe not give an answer immediately until you feel like what it is that you needed to find, the key pieces of this, the answers that you needed to be illuminated to give you a sense of clear direction here have been discovered. And that is going to tell you what to do with this, where to go with this, the direction to take. And it feels like it's going to help you overcome something that has been actually a huge challenge. But I'm also hearing incremental challenge. And when I think of that, I think of maybe something that's come in bits and pieces that you've been moving through. Oh, you know who else had something come through? I did a reading for Aries. This reading and the reading that I did for Aries are going to come out on the same day. Aries had something too about an unexpected or like surprise conversation. But it seemed at the end of the day like it allowed for peace, it allowed for a sense of security, and that something was actually coming together, where maybe like something was broken apart and the tower actually brings something together where we can like move forward then, feeling a sense of security that was not there before. That's just coming to mind here. Anything else? There may be a part of you that you feel a bunch of things and may want to do something immediately about it. Please sit with it. Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but the encouragement is for you to really wade through this and to don't be doing something before you're ready. Don't be saying something before you're really sure about that. This is not a time to rush through this process. This is something that can take a while. That's okay. It's emotional work that's being done here. It can take a little bit for you to figure out like what you want here and where you really want to be going. You want to feel solid about that. And you also too don't want to have unprocessed stuff that you're feeling a type of way about. You make a choice and then later on you're like, if I had processed that, if I wasn't still upset about that, I would have maybe chose differently here. Don't set yourself up to experience that. Take the time now, okay? This is a lesson that's connected with your ability to self-guide, your ability to reflect and understand yourself emotionally, and then figure out what to do as far as your life direction and which way to go with that, and how when you are working together with yourself in that way, there's nothing that you can't overcome. Not even an immensely heartbreaking, disappointing, upsetting situation. You have not lost. Choose the path that you feel is a calling. Choose the path that is connected with fun and joy and sweetness and inspiration. What lights you up? Go in that direction. That is where you will connect more and find more aspects of yourself and those around you. It will help you connect. I'm seeing something too in the Page of Wands. It looks to me like snow that's melting. That can be a metaphor for the situation, that something is thawing out. It can also speak about the time frame of this as well. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. This feels like you wouldn't expect this to be necessarily like popping up as an option, popping up on your path. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.